Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to yet another monthly reset video. Like I always say, I feel like these are my favorite videos to record just because we get to look back on our months, we set new goals, we get excited, we plan all the fun things. So today's actually Monday the 30th of May and I have a whole lot of things to do. Essentially, my life has been a mess. Well, I over exaggerate, but my life has been a mess. I've just been so all over the shop. I've been quite unwell. You know, when you're not feeling well, your space then reflects how you're feeling inside. So number one priority for today is I want to do a really good deep clean of my apartment. I also need to do my groceries. I usually do my groceries on a Monday, and today's groceries have taken a lot more preparation just because I am starting a new thing that I'll be telling you guys a bit later on in the video just to help with fixing up my gut health. Let's head down now to Coles just to grab some groceries. We're gonna come back, we're gonna make dinner because as you can see it's quite late in the evening. We're gonna clean the apartment and we're gonna get into our goals. So let's go. So I have done my groceries, I've had myself some dinner, and my apartment is looking clean now. Yeah, my apartment is looking clean. So now let's go straight into reviewing our May goals. So I've just got my May page here on my Notion. So as per normal, let's just start off with our consistent monthly goals. So every single month these goals stand regardless of what month of the year it is, just because if I tick off these goals and that means I'm on track to achieving my bigger yearly resolutions. So in terms of the first one, which is to reduce my debt by X amount, again this number that you're seeing is just a made up number. I didn't quite hit my target there. May for me was quite a big expense month, but it's expenses that I'm okay with paying for. So for instance, this month I had my landlord insurance for my investment property that was due. That was about $1,000. One of my friends is getting married and we had to buy our bridesmaids dresses, which were about like $450. There's a whole lot of other bigger expenses that I had to pay for that aren't going to be like recurring. So May for me was kind of a big bills and big expenses month. So I didn't hit my debt reduction number this month of May, but I am okay with that because the things that I paid for are things that I needed to pay for, and they're not things that are going to be coming up every month. They're more like annual payments, so that's fine. And I'm very excited for June because I know June is going to be a great month and I'm going to exceed that 100%, so I'm okay with that. I didn't save the minimum target that I wanted to save, but that's all right. Again, comes back to all the expenses that I had come out this month. I did make at least $500 from side hustles. I did publish at least 4 videos this month, so that's really, really good. I did not hit my workout targets this month. Next one, did I read at least 4 books this month? No, this is actually the first month that I've not read 4 books. I have been in just like the biggest reading slump this month. I just have not been vibing with anything. I'm not beating myself myself up after about that, because I'm well and truly on track to hitting my target for the number of books I want to read in a year. I've set the goal of reading at least 50 books this year, and I think I've read now about 29 or 30, so I'm very much so on track, so I'm all right with that. I didn't do a blood donation this month. I didn't do a sibling date, so each month I do try to intend on like taking out my siblings on a date, but I don't know why I didn't do it this month. Anyways, I will figure that out for next month. My mental health for this month has been quite good. I feel like overall I've been in an okay mood. That is pretty much it for the generic goals for the month. Alright, so for the May specific goals, these have been broken down into the categories that my yearly resolutions are broken down into, and again broken down into kind of the main quadrants of my life. So in the first category of personal finance, I didn't have too many goals, I guess, this month for my personal finances, just because I knew it was going to be such a big expense heavy month. But I had, for some reason, an ambitious goal of closing off one of my credit cards. That didn't happen this month, but I'm okay with that because I am 100% positive that it's going to happen for next month. I opened a credit card thinking that I need it for my credit score, which is just like a very American way of thinking and not an Australian way of thinking, and I've realized I don't need a credit card. If anything, when I have a credit card, I just spend way more than I need to be spending. So I've decided, nah, I don't want it. So I'm going to be closing that off, and I'm confident that next month it'll be done. In terms of my career, learning and side hustle, this month I didn't do too much. So one of my goals was to be super productive at work and consistently have less than 50 items in my inbox. I am so bad at having so many items in my inbox at any given point in time, and this month I haven't been too great with that either. I think I have been productive at work, but it hasn't been consistent productivity. Also, drum roll please, I actually will be leaving my current employer and moving over to another bank. So I'll be moving over to an investment bank, which I'm really, really excited about. So like this month I've been pretty much serving my notice, and whenever you're serving your notice, you're just not as invested because you know you're gonna leave, you know all the work that you're gonna do, you're probably not gonna see it come through. So I struggled a lot with being productive at work, but you know, it is what it is. The next goal that I had was to post at least 5 videos this month. I didn't quite get to that. I've done 4, which is really, really good, because the past few months I've been doing like maybe 2 or 1, or sometimes like at most 3. So this has been by far my most consistent. So though I didn't hit quite 5, I'm still okay with the ones that I did hit. And then the last goal that I had was to make a decision about where I want to be. So early in the month I was interviewing for another role, which I was very torn and conflicted about because I really was not looking to leave my current employer. A recruiter reached out to me and they're like, we feel like you'd be great for this role. So they reached out, I went through to the interview process and they offered, but at that point in time I was just so confused. I didn't know if I wanted to leave. I didn't know if I wanted to take up another role. So one of my goals for this month was to really make a clear decision about that. And I did make that decision, and I'm very happy with the decision that I made. So that's at least one goal done. In my health and fitness category, I had continue my cutting phase and be consistent. I have no idea what my weight is and I really don't care. Did I continue my cutting phase? No. Like I said, this has not been the best health month for me. So like for me, prioritizing like going through my cut wasn't even like, it just took the back burner, and I was just so focused on getting through day by day. So didn't hit that goal, but that's okay. Developed the habit of not snoozing my alarm. I'd say like I did it 50%. I didn't do it completely. I'll tick it off because I've done better than I have ever done in past, but it's definitely something that I can improve. Have the habit of waking up at 6 a.m. each morning and going to the gym. Yeah, that did not happen. At the start of the month, I was decent with it, but then I don't know. I think, yeah, again, this month has just been so all over the shop for me and it wasn't that great. So that did not happen. Night routine has to start at 9:30 p.m. I think for the most part I did that actually. Like my night routine has been quite good. I'll tick that off. Next one is to complete at least 2 runs per week. Yeah, that did not happen. I had 1 goal within the personal relationships and other. I think for the most part I did this. I'm gonna tick that off. I don't think I did it 100%, but I think for the most part I've done that. Overall, I think it was a decent month given everything that was happening. Now let me have a good think about what I want to achieve for June, and I will take you guys through the goals that I come up with. Alright guys, I am pretty much done with making my June goals and I'm feeling quite happy with them. I've tried to take a bit of a different approach just because I feel like every month I haven't been hitting all of my goals, and I feel like that's because of two reasons. One, I feel like I've been setting way too many goals. There was a month where I had like 5 or 6 different goals in each different category. That essentially leaves you with like 15-20 goals to hit each month, and that's just a bit too much and a bit too unrealistic. So this month I've taken the approach of really trying to focus on what I really want to focus on for that particular month and not set too many goals. Another reason why I feel like I haven't been hitting my goals is because I don't have visibility over them. So essentially they go in my Notion tracker, but I'm not opening this Notion tracker every single day. So I think I'm just going to try to be more conscious of opening my Notion app, putting my goals. Maybe I'm going to write them down on a piece of paper as well, where I can see them more regularly. I feel like when I see it more regularly, similar to how a vision board works, when you see something more frequently, you're constantly working towards that thing, and you don't forget about your goals. Like I feel like there are a lot of times where I'll set my goals at the first of each month, and then by like the 17th I've completely forgotten what my goals are because I haven't looked at them, and then that only leaves me with like, let's say 2 weeks or 1 week to work on them. Anyways, that's enough of that talk. Let's have a look at the goals that I've set for this particular month. In terms of my personal finance, as I mentioned, my biggest goal for this month is to be able to close down my credit card, which I'm very excited about because I know I'm going to be able to do this. In terms of career, learning / side hustles, I've only picked one, and which is just to focus on embracing this new role and just enjoying being new again. I just want to focus on settling into the new role and enjoying starting afresh, because it's a place that I plan on being for the next several years. So I just want to make sure that I start off well and just enjoy the experience. In terms of my health, wellness and fitness, I've got a lot of things in this section that I really want to focus on for the month. My health has probably been the biggest thing that's caused me a lot of grief and a lot of not achieving other goals. And goal number 1 is to educate myself on IBS, go for my x-ray and complete my second appointment. So just to summarize, I've been having a lot of issues with my stomach for many years, and after seeing many doctors and doing many investigations, they've kind of diagnosed me with IBS-C. And there's a few bits and pieces of homework that my GI, something specialist, has asked me to do. One of those being to complete a treatment course, and then once that's done I need to go in for an x-ray and then book my second appointment with my GI specialist. So I want to make sure that I do that. Next is I want to educate myself on the low FODMAP diet and follow it strictly. It's not a diet to help you lose weight or anything like that. That is not the goal. That's not what I'm trying to do, and I'm not trying to give you advice or anything. I'm not a dietitian. Please speak to your doctors. Essentially, it's a diet that helps you identify foods that trigger you. For this whole month of June, so for the next 4 weeks, I am going to be cutting out things like lactose with gluten, and then in the month of July I'll slowly start reintroducing some foods back into my diet, and hopefully in that process I'll be able to identify which foods trigger issues with my gut health. The next health goal is to sign up for my private health insurance. Oh my goodness, I have been procrastinating this for so long. Essentially, I was under my parents' cover, but with this whole adulting thing, I kind of got booted off by the healthcare insurance provider because they're like, you're old enough, you can't be on your parents' insurance cover anymore. And I've just been procrastinating doing that. So my priority for this week, literally like the first week of this month, is I want to sort out my private health insurance. Next goal that I have is to complete at least 4 workouts in each week, and this I feel like is a necessary adjustment. So prior to this month, my goal had been to do at least 5 workouts each week. I've been finding, just because of a lot of things, I haven't been able to hit that 5 workouts a week, and that's just been making me feel so deflated. Like I feel like I'm a failure just because I haven't hit my 5 workouts, because I've set that goal for myself to do those 5 workouts. I think the goal that I'd set was too aggressive. It was fine for a point in time. There was a point in time where I was hitting those 5 workouts, but obviously my life is looking a bit different. So I'm gonna kind of downgrade, not really downgrade, but kind of like lower the expectations of that goal and work on just doing 4 workouts a week. If I can do 5, then that's great. But my goal at least is to just do 4 workouts, and I'll be happy with that. And then I've even changed the nature of that. So typically I follow like a specific split, like whether it's a push-pull leg. But for this month, my aim is to kind of just do workouts that feel right. So I'm obviously gonna still try to stick to a push-pull leg and full body split, But if there's a particular day and I just don't feel like doing a HIIT workout and I feel like doing yoga or going for a run or whatever that is, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna really focus this month on listening to my body. Next, I wanna continue building upon my morning and night routine. It's definitely improved so much since the start of the year. Ideally, I would like to wake up at 6:30 and start my bedtime routine at 10 p.m. The last area, which is personal relationships and other, the goal that I have for that is to be there for the people who need me and to be proactive about it. I know there's some people in my life that are not doing so well, some people in my life who are going through some really difficult situations, and I just want to focus on being there for those people. So yeah, that's pretty much the goals for the month. Let's head over to the bookshelf and let's do a wrap up of the books that we read in the month of May. So this month I only read 3 books. One of the books that I read this month was The Fine Print by Lauren Usher, and my goodness, I was so disappointed with this book. I gave it 2 stars. I think I might have possibly given it 3, but I feel like the more appropriate star rating is 2. Like, I just felt like it was just so cliche and it's been overhyped up for no reason. I'm not going to go into the synopsis of the book because I really don't like it when people do reading recaps and tell you about the book and then it's like, what's the point of even picking up the book at this point? But for me, I just really didn't like how the characters just got annoyed by like little things that are not like worth getting annoyed by. Like, it was just very childish for me. There was no thrill. The storyline and plotline was very weak. A lot of people do like it, so maybe I'm the problem, like maybe I'm the villain, maybe it's me. But yeah, I didn't like it. It is part of a series, and before I actually finished reading this one, I had already picked up the second book of the series, which is Terms and Conditions. I've heard Terms and Conditions is better than the first one, so I'm going to give it a go anyway. And then if this second book of the series is still whack, then I'm just not going to finish the series. The next book that I absolutely loved of this month is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. My goodness, this book was just, I absolutely loved everything about it. I gave it a 5 stars. So it's a romance book, but it's not your typical romance. I really loved the plot line. I did feel like the ending was a bit rushed, but still it was such a great read. I really loved the characters that were created in this book. I really liked how it was a unique story. I love how there was a lot of build up. I get annoyed so much by romance books where literally within the first chapter the characters have already fallen in love when they literally met like 2 pages ago. I'm like, come on, like where's the tension, where's the build up and things like that. And I feel like this was the perfect amount where you really go on the journey with the characters and it's not just like your typical love at first sight or whatnot. So really loved this book and highly recommend. And then the third book that I read, I listened to it actually on Audible, so I didn't physically read this one, and that was Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. And I really liked this book. I feel like it's a nice summer casual romance read, nothing too heavy, nothing too hectic, but still sweet and like makes you feel good and things like that. I did read the first book of this series, which was It Happened One Summer, and I gave that one 3 stars. And I feel like this one that I just read recently, Hook, Line and Sinker, was so much better than the first one. I liked the setting of the story. It's like set up in this like small fisherman town, and it's just like good vibes. So yeah, pretty much a brief summary for this month. I think I will be reading a bit more next month just because I've already started some books that I'm really into, so I think I'll finish those and probably get through maybe 4 or 5 books for the next month. So that's it for the reading recap. Apologize for that sound, that is just my dishwasher going off crazy, but that is pretty much it for today's monthly or this month's monthly reset video. I hope you guys have liked it. If you have any goals that you're working on for this month, comment them down below. I really love to hear what you guys are working on or what you guys are striving towards. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will definitely be filming a July monthly reset video. I feel like that's going to be exciting because that's essentially the start of the second half of the year. Like, I cannot believe that we're already halfway through the year. That's just ridiculous. If you have liked this video, make sure to pop that likes button. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe so that you join the fam. And yeah, with all that being said and done, dream big, keep whole and hustle hard. I'll catch you again in the next one.